Hi, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my experience with IOP, which is Intensive Outpatient Program. I don't really have a plan for this video. I kind of just sat down and was like, I want to talk about this because I made a video talking about a short-term residential treatment facility that I went to. And how that wasn't really the right fit for me and all of that. So I kind of wanted to explain the different levels of care, the continuum, and where IOP falls on that and what you learn and gain from it. So yeah, here I am. Okay, let's get right into the video. First of all, I'm going to go over the levels of care. So the lowest level of care would be just a normal outpatient therapist, which is seeing them once a week, live at home. And then the next level up is IOP, or Intensive Outpatient Program, and that is 10 hours a week of therapy. It's usually 3 days a week for 3 hours each day, which is group therapy. And then you have one individual meeting with your counselor or psychiatrist. And then PHP is above that, and that's partial hospitalization. So it's similar to IOP, but you basically spend your entire day there Monday through Friday. But you still get to live at home. And then there's residentials where you live there and do school and all your therapy groups and stuff there. And then there's inpatient, which is basically the hospital. So I've only done outpatient, residential, and IOP. I haven't done the PHP or inpatient. So basically I started IOP about a year ago, in December of 2018. And where I live, there's not that many options for IOPs. There's 2 mental hospitals that have IOP programs, but they aren't really the best. And then there's 2 individual programs, private programs. So I went to one of these private programs, and I was kind of nervous to start, but it ended up being really good, and I really liked it. So I can't say that it's the same for every single IOP, but the one I went to, we would have a schedule each week. So certain days we do yoga, and we'd go and work out, and we do art therapy and CBT and processing. We did processing every day. But my IOP I really liked because they incorporated a lot of games and ways to hold your attention. All in all, I found it really helpful because before I had been to IOP, I didn't even know what a coping skill was. I mean, obviously I'd been journaling and stuff, but I didn't really know what to do, I guess, and I didn't really know about cognitive distortions and stuff. So it's kind of nice to learn about your brain and why people with depression and anxiety think the way that they do, I guess. That's why I was there, depression and anxiety. Now, this first IOP, I was there for about a month and a half. I ended up recommending residential, which I talk about in my other video, which ended up being a horrible mistake. Very long story about that, but they were wrong to have recommended me there. Not just me, other professionals agree. Anyways, before that happened, I really enjoyed the program, but when I came back, they didn't want to see me because with the amount of knowledge that they had, they believed that I needed a higher level of care, and so I understand that, I guess. As frustrating as it is, I had to find another IOP. Okay, so I took a break from IOP for about a month after I got back from residential. Well, not a month, maybe 3 weeks. And then I enrolled in another one that's kind of in the exurbs of my city, kind of far from me. It was an hour away. But I went to this one, and this one was fantastic. So my first IOP released my records to my non-custodial parent without my permission. It was definitely malpractice, but I don't want to scare you because most therapists will not do that, and the circumstances were a little bit different with me. But anyways, this next IOP wouldn't release my records to either of my parents, which I found really nice and refreshing because some of my past therapists have claimed that they were confidential and then have broken that trust when there was no need to, I wasn't suicidal or homicidal or anything like that. But yeah, no, this new IOP was set up a little bit differently. There was a very specific program. And so they had a program that they followed, so they knew what they did every day. And it was a little bit more boring, to be honest. It started getting more fun towards the end when they split the groups by age. But we would usually watch a slideshow about a medical condition like anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, eating disorders, whatever. We'd watch a presentation about that. Sometimes we'd watch a little movie. We would always have processing first. That's the same at the first IOP and the second IOP. And then we did art therapy at this IOP too. And honestly, at this new IOP, they okay, so first of all, I got put on a new medicine, which helped a lot, but this program was also helping me a lot with motivation. We would always have to have like an action step, which is like a coping skill that you're gonna use between that session and the next time you were at the facility. So that was kind of motivation for me to start practicing my coping skills and getting myself together. And it really did work. And it's not going to work for everyone. You have to like work hard yourself, and you have to try and use the techniques and journal and do what you're supposed to do and participate to get the most out of it. And I did, and it took me 3 months, but I finally graduated in May, and I'm so happy that I graduated, and I'm so thankful to this program and everyone there. So basically, IOP is really great because you get to relate to a lot of other kids your age, or if you're an adults your age, like going through the same issues. And believe it or not, I've made some of my best friends in my therapy group because you have more in common than you think. You know, you could be from like crazily different friend groups, but like you both have anxiety in common, so it brings you together. And it's really nice to form that little community. And it kind of sucks when you graduate because then you don't get to go back. But the place that I go has an alumni group, which I go to. So yeah, it was just a great experience for me, the second IOP. The first one was rough. And I won't expose the name of them, but I don't know, IOP is really helpful if you're struggling with like going to school, which I was. And I don't know, I learned a lot from it, a lot of positive things. But if you're considering it, I would definitely look into it. So that was my experience with IOP. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe down below. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.